Yo, what up? What up? Black Suburban Dad here. The man with the most flaws in the game. The man with more flaws than IKEA furniture. The man with more flaws than Dollar General clothes. Yes, it's me, and I wear that as a badge of honor. Yes, Black Suburban Dad Reviews is back, and today I want to talk about how people out there are trying to shame women, and that shame game is gone. You can literally throw it out the window. It's not coming back, at least not anytime soon, unless something great happens. We have to have aliens come down from another planet or another universe, come down and take over the planet that we call home. But we have to have something great and something significant happen in order for these women to get back in line. Not only that, but for women to have shame actually take hold upon their life. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to have something great in order for shame to actually impact these women's life, because they don't care about shame anymore. And I'm going to prove that, man. And I'm thinking I'm the kind of guy where I don't shame women. I'm not the kind of guy. I'm the kind of guy who, if I see a woman is doing something crazy, or if I think that she's doing something out of pocket or wrong, well, I could let her know about it, but I could let her know about it in a way where, hey, you probably should fix this or that, or I don't approve of what you're doing. But what I'm not going to be doing is actually trying to shame her, because that's not going to work anymore. I feel like the tactic of actually telling her what she did wrong, or instructing her, or saying, hey, you know what I'm saying, you got option A or option B. Option B is for me to just leave. And I'm out of here. And option A is whatever, but you would need to correct these things in order for me to stay. But for me to come up in a situation and be like, no, you B, no, you hoe, no, you stupid, blah, 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 blah. Nope. No, I'm not going to do that, because that's definitely not going to work. It's going to backfire. And that's just me being on the Women's Network. 3, 2, 1, cue it up. That's me being on the Women's Network. And like I said, being on the Women's Network, if you want to know how to get on it, watch one of my past videos. But me being on the Women's Network, I realized that this new age of women, which is the age of women that I date, shame is not going to work on them anymore, okay? So we have to have different tactics of going about this. Now, me, I'm not going to try to change anybody. I'm not sitting up here saying, oh, women need to be this way, men need to be. I'm not going to actually do that and think I'm going to get some kind of results. Now, I do push age gap dating. I think age gap dating is actually the way forward, but I'm not going to be telling you, hey, you have to do this, you have to do that. No. Nope. I'm not going to do that. What I will do is suggest some things that you could do, suggest some things that he could do, suggest some things that she could do. But really, in the big picture of things, shame isn't going to work, and that's what this video is about. I'm already messing up on my words. Like I said, I'm the man with the most flaws in the game, and I wear that shit as a badge of honor. So anyway, yeah, let's get into this, man. First, I'm going to highlight my first age gap dating relationship right here, and you can give it up for them. Give it up for them. Now, it says that they have a 27-year age gap, yes. And this is probably the type of time that I'm going to be on. And it says 27-year age gap. I am 54, and my Filipino wife is 27. Life is good. No, sir, I'll correct you. Life is great. Now, this is sort of look, if you know me, then you know that I love the Filipino woman. When I'm ready to settle down and get my shit together and, not be in these streets anymore.
Catch me outside. How about that?
When I'm ready to stop doing all this nonsense and ignoramus and debauchery and everything else that I'm doing out here, well, I'm looking at the Filipina to settle down with, man. I think Filipino women are great. They're loyal in a way. Nope. Well, they can be loyal, more than American women probably would be. So I'm looking at Filipinos. So I see where he's going at with this. And I think the next video that I'm going to make is going to show you the difference, or it's going to tell you why guys are choosing to leave their home country, their home state, and they're going over to places like Cambodia. They're going to places like Vietnam, the Philippines, Manila. They're going to places like Thailand, which I will never go. Nope. It's too many ninjas in Thailand. Look, man, y'all stay in Thailand. Y'all go ahead and do that thing in Thailand. All the ninjas, all the black dudes, go in Thailand. Okay, go there, stay there. Do not invade my land of the Philippines. Do not come there. Nope. No, I don't want to see y'all over there because y'all be cutting up, doing stupid stuff all the time. And then they're going to be looking at me like, oh, that's one of those ignorant dudes. That's one of those ignorant black men over there. Look, man, I've talked to a couple Filipino girls, right? Before they met me, they were thinking that I was something totally different. They were looking at me like I was a straight up hoodlum, ninja, gangsta, all that stuff until they met me, because they haven't really met American black men like that. All they know is that, hey, I've seen these guys on YouTube. I've seen these guys on the news or on the whatever, I don't know, music videos or some shit like that. They're thinking that I'm like Kodak Black, so one of these dudes like that, when I'm totally different. I'm actually I'm a higher class black male that don't be out in the public using the word ninja, if you know what I'm saying. I don't use that word in public because it makes you look low volume, low capacity. It makes you look stupid and ignorant, so I don't do that. But before they meet me, they think I'm one of those guys. They probably watching these videos of these ninjas cutting up in Thailand and doing stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? All up on the street, acting stupid. And I'm not one of those guys. So that's why I'm saying. That's why I say this. All you black dudes, stay over there in Thailand. Please do not come to the Philippines and mess it up for me and my homeboy, who always goes with me. Please do not come over there and mess it up for us. Okay? Get it, got it, good. So anyway, this man, he's got him a nice little Filipina chick right here. And, yeah, man, he looks like he's definitely getting up there in age, and she has the youthful side right there. But you know something, man? Whatever he's doing for her, she probably has not had this in life before, and he's definitely probably treating and spoiling her right here and treating her how she should be treated, man. And in turn, I guarantee you that she's actually treating him good, treating him better than any other American. And you know he's divorced. You know what? Look at this guy. He's divorced. I see the pain and suffering. Look at them eyes right there. Them eyes, he been through some shit right here. Look at her. She's all starry eyes. She's all starry-eyed. He's probably taking her to McCormick and Schmidt. He's probably taking her to Wolfgang Pucks. He's probably taking her to Ruth's Chris. He's doing all these things that she's never done before. She's never experienced those things before. And he's taking her to do all those things. And in turn, it gives her the starry eyes, which will give him the feeling of youthfulness, okay, in his body. And most importantly, in his soul, he feels more youthful. Now, yes, his ass is getting up there in age, and his ex-wife presumably tore his ass up. And you can see the pain in his eyes right here, man. This guy is wrinkly. He's been out in the sun. He's probably a Vietnam vet, or maybe not Vietnam vet. He's probably an Army 4-star general that's retired or something like that. He looked like one of those guys right there, okay? He probably used the N-word a lot, which, look, man, I ain't hating on it. I do it too. I do it too. I do it a lot too. So if you want to do it, hey, man, if you like it, I love it. So he's probably using the N-word a lot, and she probably likes it too, you know? Look, man, there was this one girl, and I can't say whether I still see her or not, but, like, she likes when I talk about black guys or black people, like, in a demeaning way. She'd be like, ooh, please give me more. Yes, please say it. Please say N with the hard ER. Please say it. And, like, she gets off on that, man. She wants to see me, and she wants to hear me talk bad. Because I talk about YNs, how I can't stand YNs. I don't like being around them. I don't like looking at them. I don't like them being anywhere around me at all. So I be talking about situations like that. Like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was in Walmart, and I turned to the right, and wow, look, right there. There's a YN right there. He's right there in the aisle in real life, 4K, OLED. Right there. I see him. And I tell her about situations like that, and she's like, ooh, was he a N? But she said, you know, she don't say the word. She want to hear me say it with the hard ER. And she just gets this grin like, oh, yeah, I can't stand them either. I hate them too. And I'm like, man, this girl's like getting off on this. She's pulling her shirt off. Oh, my God, I hate them. Anyway, I don't even know how I got on that. But anyway, yeah, this guy, he probably says ninja a lot, which, hey, man, if you want to do it, like I said, if you like it, I love it, whatever. I say it a lot too. But anyway, let's look more into this couple right here. It says been together for 6 years, married for 3 years, and life is amazing. Okay. We have received nothing but positive feedback and curiosity from everyone. If two people just vibe in every possible way, it is truly incredible. We actually met on Facebook of all places. No, not of all places. I definitely can believe this. And it sounds truthful because if you know about places like the Philippines, Vietnamese, they actually use Facebook a lot. You know, they have a lot of, and they actually use Tinder as an actual credible dating site. I mean, look, it's true. Over there, they use Tinder as a credible dating site. Over here, it's trash. Everybody knows that. But Facebook dating over there is actually a big thing, too. And they use Facebook for everything. They promote their businesses on Facebook. They meet other people through Facebook. So it's actually a good, reliable source over there of trying to meet new people. I'm actually on Facebook now, and I'm trying to get people to actually push my platform. I'm trying to get somebody to manage my Facebook, manage my TikTok and Instagram, because a person like me, I'm not going to be the one that's on my phone trying to get more subscribers and followers. So I'm actually on Facebook over there trying to get some Filipinas to manage, or Filipinos to manage my page. So yes, if you didn't know, Facebook over there is actually a credible place to get to know people. And yeah, man, it looks like they're happy. It's truly incredible. We actually met on Facebook of all places. Now, the thing about this, she says that the feedback and the curiosity from everyone. Now, if you obviously, look, they obviously have an age gap. People are going to be curious. They're probably going to ask questions. Maybe not if you're over there overseas, but when you get back over here to America, they're probably going to be asking questions, especially when he goes to the bathroom. She's going to be, I mean, some American women, some snoozy American women, or, you know what I'm saying, trying to get all up in your business. They're going to wait till he goes to the bathroom. Then they're going to be asking her all the questions. Oh, what is he like? Oh, how'd you guys meet? That's going to be the primary question. How did you guys meet? Is that your stepdad or something like that? She can be like, nope. So, yeah, they're going to be trying to Americanize this woman right here if he brought her back to the States. So that's something that's going to be a challenge, and he's going to want to try to keep her away from that. But, yes, if you're going to do something like this, you got to be ready for the curiosity. Even some situations, you might get some blowback. So you got to be ready for situations like that, too. You have to be very comfortable with your situation. You have to be very comfortable in your skin if you're going to do age gap dating like this, because people are going to look at you like you're an alien or something like that. They're not going to totally understand it. You're going to have these guys that's been locked down in their marriages for 10 years, and they are totally miserable, and they're ready to be like, look, man, I'm out of here. And they're ready to turn their own self into a ghost, because going home to their wife, turning their self into a ghost would probably be better, man. Listen, that's a joke, but there's some truth in all of my jokes, and I do not condone that at all. I'm just telling you how a lot of guys think, and I'm being dead serious with that. But yeah, man, so they're going to see that this guy has actually got a little bit more life in his eyes because of this woman, and they're going to be curious. And yes, guys are going to be envious. They're going to be jealous because you have a nice, young, petite thing, and they got to go back to their beluga whales at home, and they're not going to be happy about it. They might even try to sabotage your situation. So you got to watch out for guys like that, man. Guys be hating on you all the time. Guys, I'm telling you, man, guys will bring guys down in an instant if they can. They will. They definitely will, man. So anyway, that's my age gap relationship that I highlighted for today. And give it up for them one more time. Give it up for them one more time as I bring up what this video is mainly about. And that's talking about, look, man, if you sleep with a girl on the first night, should you shame her? Is it a bad thing sleeping with girls on the first night? Now, me personally, I think, nope. No, it's not a bad thing sleeping with girls on the first night. But I say that it depends on what kind of girl you're sleeping with. You got to analyze her and her situation. You got to kind of get into what her intentions are here. Is it, oh yeah, I forgot something real quick. I forgot something real quick. Let me pull this up real quick because I forgot to play it. Now, this situation right here with the age gap, you best believe that
there are older men that like younger women.
Is that
there
true?
are younger women that like older men.
Are you an older man that likes younger women?
I'm an older man that love all women.
And also,
she's using you for your money. Let her use me for my money. Yes. Let her use me for my money.
So you gotta be aware of that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be aware of that. Now I'm sure it's not like all that situation going on, But that has something to do with it because he is an older man. Like I said on this channel, I push age gap dating relationships because I think that is one of the main ways that we're going to move forward and get out of this dating landscape funk that we're in right now. So you best believe that she's going to be using you a little bit for your money.
She's using you for your money. Let her use me for my money. Yes. Let her use me for my money.
But that's something that you just got to be comfortable with. But anyway, let's get back into this. Now, if you sleep with a girl on the first date, is that a bad thing? Are you going to look at this girl like, oh my gosh, she's trash? Are you going to be judging her? Are you going to call her a B and this and that and the third in front of her face? Are you going to disrespect this girl? Me personally, I will never do anything like that. If a girl disrespects me, hey, I could tell her about herself, but I have no reason to disrespect you back. You know why? Because it's energy transference. I'm transferring my energy, my negative energy, into you, and it's just going to feed you up. It's just going to fill you up. It's going to have you rolling around like the Energizer battery because your energy might be low because nobody's paying attention to you. The way you're going to get energized, like that Duracell battery, is from me giving you either negative or positive energy. You'll take either one. It doesn't matter. You just want some kind of energy transference from me. Okay, it's almost like a vampire sucking the plasma out of somebody's neck. Okay, they're kind of moping around like, God damn, I ain't got no energy. And then they see a woman over there and they're like, you know what I'm saying? Sucking all the energy, sucking all the plasma out of their body. Let that body drop dead. And they're like Hulk Hogan. Oh, yeah, you know something? Hulk Hogan. Shout out to Hulk Hogan, man. He was definitely a childhood star. He was a superstar. He was a trendsetter for wrestling. He actually put the wrestling world on the map. I don't really remember everything about Hulk Hogan. I don't even remember Hulk Hogan really wrestling like that. I remember him picking up Andre the Giant and slamming him. That was like a key moment. That was like, oh my God. And I remember 26, 28-inch pythons, whatever they are. He was a very muscular dude. But the thing I remember about Hulk Hogan was actually like his interviews when he jumped on the microphone. Nobody else was better on the microphone besides him than Ric Flair. Him and Ric Flair were the two guys that I don't even remember Ric Flair wrestling. It was honestly what I do remember is like it felt like it had to be a special event in order for you to see Ric Flair or Hulk Hogan jump in the ring. You're like, oh my God, Hulk Hogan's going to be there? I definitely got to watch tonight. But if it was like the Road Warriors or, you know what I'm saying, Animal, all those guys, Sting was another guy where it's like, oh my God, Sting's going to be there? I got to watch tonight because I want to see somebody get put into Scorpion Deathlock. And after I see Sting do it, I'm going to try it on my cousin. But Hulk Hogan was one of those guys, man, like on the microphone, he was undefeated. I remember I just remember Hulk Hogan getting his ass kicked. That's what I remember. Hulk Hogan never came in and just dominated somebody, submitted him, tapped him out, and boom, just left. I remember he was kind of like the comeback kid. So he'd get his ass kicked, and then it's like Hulk is coming back, and then he's feeding into the crowd, and the energy is just going, and boom, the energy gets so big and fills the room up, and then Hulk gets those 3 taps and taps somebody out, man, pins somebody. But that's what I remember of Hulk Hogan. On the mic, he was undefeated. So rest in peace to Hulk Hogan for sure. Anyway, what I was about to say, I was talking about energy transference. You don't want to give a woman too much negative or, you know what I'm saying, negative energy. Even if you give her positive energy, that's what she wants, but she'll take the negative energy too because it will fill her up like a battery that's drained. So anyway, let's get into these videos right here, and let's see what this guy has to say right here, okay?
Boys, if a guy sleeps with a girl on a first date, can he automatically know that she's not girlfriend material?
I've had a lot of first dates where, you know, it's your dick thinking. It's not your brain thinking.
You link up in the first night, don't do it. Wrap it up, boys. Just don't ever talk to her again. She's a hoe. She's for the street.
I think she's for the streets if we do that. I think you have to establish a relationship with her first and see where her values and where her head lies. I think that's something very headstrong you have to do as a man.
Wrap it up, boys.
Okay, so I'm going to interject, and I'm going to give my thoughts on this video.
If a guy sleeps with a girl on a first date, can he automatically know that she's not girlfriend material?
I'm going to say,
Nope.
No, you can't automatically know. You got to analyze her situation. She could be a good girl and like, you know something? I'm attracted to this guy. I'm going to give it up to him. I mean, just because she sleeps with you on the first night, that does not make her a HOE. I'll guarantee you that, man. It depends on the guy that she's interacting with. Now, she could be doing this with a bunch of guys, but that's the thing. You have to have the eye of the tiger. You have to ask questions, analyze the situation to see exactly what kind of girl you're dealing with.
I've had a lot of first dates where, you know, I piped, it's your dick thinking. It's not your brain thinking.
You link up in the first night, don't do it. Wrap it up, boys. Just don't ever talk to her again. She's a hoe.
Now, this guy is definitely ignorant. I could tell that he don't get that many girls, and he's definitely been scarred by some girls. You can see it in his eyes right here. He's talking about, you know what I'm saying? Look, wrap it up. Definitely wrap it up if you want to. If you don't, hey, that's up to you if you want to play up, if you want to go out here playing Russian roulette. But if you don't want to, yeah, definitely wrap it up. But he's saying that she's for the street. He's calling her a hoe. Yeah, he said leave her. Did he say leave her? Don't talk.
Just don't ever talk to her again.
Bro, that is the wrong thing. Just because she lets you get some on the first night, that's what you probably want anyway. You probably want to get it on the first night anyway because your ass is probably thirsty and you're starving out here because you haven't been getting anything anyway. So since that girl gives it to you on the first night, you're actually going to not talk to her again?
Nope.
Now, I don't believe this guy at all because you're going to be sitting at home playing Assassin's Creed Shadow one night and you ain't talked to a girl in like 3 weeks and you're sitting up there and you're horny and you're like, oh, man, what about that one girl? Let me text her, see what she's doing. And that already kills your argument. So he's sitting there, you're probably actually getting to that creepy zone where you're like, oh, man, this bitch ain't texting me back. Boom, 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 boom. You just sent like 4 texts. Now you sitting up there looking dumb because she ain't hit you back. Because you want to sit up there, you got the guts, and
Bow, 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 bow. Y'all some booty jams.
now you want to try to ghost her thinking you've done something or thinking that you're trying to make her feel bad. And you're doing nothing. She's actually probably moved on to another guy because no matter what this girl looks like, she could be 5'2", 300 and let's say 5'2", 198 pounds, looking like a straight up chola, looking like a straight up gordita. This is a Mexican guy. So you can have your gordita over there thinking that she's not getting any attention. Well, actually, her fake book, her Instagram, she's probably getting lit up with messages. Don't let her be on a dating site. Guys are all up on there, hitting her up all day, every day, and twice on Sunday.
She's a hoe. She's for the street.
No, and that does not make her a hoe. It does not make her for the streets, man. I don't agree with that at all.
She's for the streets if we do that. I think you have to.
So that's 2 guys saying that these girls, if she sleeps with you on the first night, that's 2 guys in a row saying that she's for the streets. I do not believe that at all, and I definitely cannot co-sign that. Like I said, man, you want the guts anyway, okay? That's what you want from her. So if she gives you what you want, now, does that give you the right to say that, oh, she's a hoe, she's for the streets, she's outside?
How about that?
Huh?
Catch me outside. How about that?
You're going to go back and tell your homeboys, yeah, I piped her down, and yeah, forget her, I'm going to discard her, when knowing damn well that you don't have anybody else that you're talking to. I mean, why are you going to do that? The days of disrespecting women like this are over. In the last video I play, this woman's pretty much going to bring it home, and she's going to show you why these guys saying stuff like this is absolutely ridiculous. But she's going to bring it to you from a woman's point of view, and to me, it makes perfect sense, man.
Establish a relationship with her first and see where her values and where her head lies. I think.
Okay, so if you establish a relationship with her before, just because she's going to give you the guts 3 weeks after you meet her, she could still be a hoe because she could have you waiting in the wings. And most likely she's going to have you waiting in the wings if you're waiting 3 weeks. Because girls, look, man, whether you like to think about it, or whether you like to acknowledge it or not, they've always got guys hitting them up. It's not like the girls just sit home knitting a sweater like, oh, yeah, I'm not doing anything on a Friday night. You know, my girls are out there partying, they're out there getting their cheeks clapped.
Bow, 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 bow. Y'all some booty
I'm
jams.
just at home knitting a sweater, doing nothing. Nah, bro.
Nope.
It doesn't work like that. So she could have you actually waiting in the wings because maybe she's looking at you as like boyfriend material. When Pookie, Chad, Ray Ray, Quan, Tron, all those dudes, Trayvonte, all those guys are actually clapping her cheeks.
Bow, 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 bow. Y'all some booty jams.
Because she got to get by some way, right? She got to have something getting her by until she actually locks you in. Like I said, she can have you as boyfriend material. You think you're doing the good deed. You think you're doing the smart thing and the honest, noble thing by not sleeping with her as soon as possible. You're going to make her wait 3 weeks because, yes, she's girlfriend, wifey material. And I know she's not doing anything on a guy like me. Yeah, right, man. She's actually up there getting her cheeks clapped by not one, not two, but three guys. And look, man, I'm telling you, man, guys like this, they don't want to acknowledge that. But me being on the Women's Network, I know this.
And that's something very headstrong you have to do as a man.
Wrap it up.
Yeah, it's definitely headstrong. It's also stupid, too. It's also stupid. Now, I'm not going to do that anymore. I've done it before. I actually did it with my ex-wife. And she could have been getting clapped.
Bow, 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 bow. Y'all some booty jams.
While I was waiting for her to come home, she could have been getting her cheeks clapped. Now, I'll never know. I don't even want to know. I don't want to know. So anyway, let's see. Let's get into this next video right here. It says, hooking up on the first date doesn't mean he doesn't want a long-term relationship. Yeah, that's true. Let's see what this Asian lady has to say.
Video, I got this kind of comment. I mean, everyone has different preferences, right? Like, we're all adults. If that's you and you feel comfortable doing that, go ahead. But for me personally, this is the boundary that I set for first dates, or at least the first 3 dates. Why would I go to a random person's house that I literally just met for a few hours? It just doesn't sound safe for me. All the information that I know about this person is literally what he told me during the date, and he could be lying. There's no way I'll be able to find out whether all the information is true or not. And based on my previous experiences, usually inviting someone back to your place on a first date doesn't really indicate that they're looking for something long-term. For the guys that actually wanted to pursue something long-term with me before, they would normally...
Okay, so that was a video, and I'm going to run it back real quick. It was only about 54 seconds, and I'm going to interject and tell you what I think of this video.
Not do this on a first date. So I don't think me and this guy are compatible, and we definitely don't have the same expectations and values. So for my previous video, I got this kind of comment. I mean, everyone has different preferences, right? Like, we're all adults. If that's you and you feel comfortable doing that, go ahead. But for me personally, this is the boundary that I set for first dates, or at least the first 3 dates. Why would I go to a random person's house that I literally just met for a few hours? It just doesn't sound safe for me.
Now, that is sound logic right there. And that is actually the smart thing to do. But I'll tell you right now, man, these girls out here, I've had girls that they've never even heard my voice. All they've seen is a picture of me online. They've never heard my voice before. All they've got is some text. And it don't even have to be a whole, bunch of text. It could be 6 texts apiece. And the next thing you know, they're at my house bow, 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 bow. Y'all some booty jams. I'm telling you, man, and I won't even actually know this person. Now, sometimes we get into a longer text thread where I'm actually vetting her, and you know what I'm saying, I'll say a couple funny things. The point is, she's never even heard my voice before. Never heard my voice before. And that can tell you a lot. Never seen me on video chat, none of that stuff, just through text. And she's showing up at my place, or I'm going to pick her up, and, you know what I'm saying, we're going to go do whatever. Could be going to get something to eat, could be coming straight back to my place or something like that. But girls are actually doing that out here.
All the information that I know about this person is literally what he told me during the date, and he could be lying. There's no way I'll be able to find out whether all the information is true or not.
And yes, most guys, what I've learned from talking to these girls, because I want to know their story. I want to know exactly what's going on out here. One, because I just want to be aware, and I think it's funny. I actually think it's funny what's going on in the situations that they get themselves into. 2, I want to know my competition, and from what I've learned, a lot of these guys are out here lying. They're out here capping, just saying that they're in one situation where really they're in another. Oh, I make this amount of money when really they make this. Oh, I'm doing this. I have this kind of car when really they have a fucking Toyota Camry or something like that. That's a 1993 on its last leg. So, yeah, guys be out here lying too.
And based on my previous experiences, usually inviting someone back to your place on a first date doesn't really indicate that they're looking for something long-term. For the guys that actually wanted to pursue something long-term with me before, they would normally not do this on a first date. So I don't think me and this guy are compatible, and we definitely don't have the same expectations and values.
Well, that's good. She's actually trying to vet guys like that, and I see nothing wrong with that. But there's really no difference in this day of age, there's really no difference in between sleeping with a girl on the third date. I mean, third date or the third week, or sleeping with her on the first night. Now, some guys might, like the last video, some guys might look at it like that. Like, oh, you know, that girl's trash and this and that, and she just gives it up to everybody. Well, that might not be the situation. That might not be the situation. Just because she gave it up to you on the first night, that does not make her a B. It does not make her a hoe. Does not make her trash. It doesn't make her any of those things. Maybe she's horny. Maybe you're horny. And you guys just collaborated to.
Bow, 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 bow. Y'all some booty jams.
So does that make her a hoe? I don't look at it like
Nope.
that. So anyway, let's get into our next video. And I only got 2 more videos left. Okay, I'm not calling you. My phone lit up, like I said, the S word, Siri, you know. Oh, it didn't light up that time. Anyway, let's get into this guy right here. And I didn't watch this whole video, but I think this guy is thinking more along my terms. Now, this is what you would call definitely a good-looking guy, a cute guy, as my ex-wife used to say, a cute guy. This is a good guy. He got everything lined up. His hair is looking on fleek. Beard's lined up. He probably get mani and pedi like I just came from doing. I just got my pedi right now. They say I don't need a manicure, but I'll need it in 2 weeks. Okay. So anyway, yeah, let's get into this guy and see what he's talking about. Now, this is, like I said, a good-looking guy, no Diddy. And his point of view, when you have a guy that's more homely or a guy that doesn't really get girls like that, maybe like the guys from the first video that I was showing, they're going to have a different opinion than a guy that actually looks good and he gets women, okay? So let's see what the opinion of this guy is. And he looks like he has no problem on the women category.
She a hoe if she decides to sleep with you on the first night. Was having this conversation with a girl legit yesterday. She said yes. Surprisingly, I said no. And to be fair, both of us can be right. But this is why I say no. Guys, I guarantee a girl you slept with the night you met her made another guy wait 2, 3, 4, 5 dates. And the reason for that is girls are very situational with their sex. If you put 10 girls in a room, I'd like to argue 3 of them will only go out with a guy if they want to sleep with him. The rest of those girls, like 7 of them, will be like, yeah, I'm probably not going to smash first night, but it could happen. Because all girls know deep down that the higher their body count gets, the harder it is on them mentally and socially. So most of them don't want to run up a huge body count by sleeping with every single guy they go out with. So I argue that a girl is situational with her sex. Let's just say she's been celibate for 3 months and the night you met her, she wanted to bust it wide open. Or a guy in her life just screwed her over, so she found you that night and you guys went home together. Or you just said everything right, you took her to all the right places, you did everything right with the mouthpiece, and you got laid. What do you guys think?
See, now, I like guys like this. I can hang out with guys like this. Guys like this actually get it. Guys like this actually get it, man. It's things are situational. And when he said that girls are like situational and intentional with their sex, well, you can have a girl. If a lot of girls have a list of guys that they actually been with on their phone. Now, I would never keep anything like this, but that's what they do. And they could have a tracker like, hey, maybe they said in these next 3 months, I'm only going to sleep with 2 guys. Or maybe I'm going to sleep, whatever their number might be. Now, it might be coming closer. Just say it's July 30th. No, just say it's July 25th. And on the 30th or the 31st, whenever that month ends, well, I got to meet my quota. I got to meet my quota by the end of that, and I've only slept with 2 guys. She might go out to a club or she might meet you online and like, oh, okay, I'm good with this guy and I'm good with the quota that I've set. That quota that I set keeps me in the non-whore category. If I go over that number, now I look at myself like a whore. It's all mental games for these girls. You got to know that and you got to remember that. So if I set my quota as 3 guys, well, I'm okay if I sleep with a guy on the 25th and carry that out to the 30th because I just met my quota, and that does not make me a hoe. So in turn, she might meet you online. She might meet you at a bar. She might meet you wherever she meets you, and you guys get to talking. She's vibing. Okay, this guy actually he passes a sniff test, so I can go ahead and bust it wide open for a real one.
Bow, 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 bow. Y'all some booty jams.
And in turn, you get the cheeks, okay? But it's those kind of situations that you got to realize that you're dealing with women. A guy like this, he gets it, you know, and I get it too because I'm on the Women's Network, and this guy could possibly be on the Women's Network too. Now, a guy like me, for me to get on the Women's Network, you got to understand it's situational for me. For him, he's a good-looking guy, so he actually has women coming up probably talking to him. He's had a whole bunch of situations where he actually starts to just break down these situations that he had with women because he's had so many, and they've been actually presenting themselves to him, and he could just think about it like, oh, okay, she likes that, she likes that. So he's able to actually break down women, think about all these situations because he's had so many situations. He's actually able to think about his situations, break them down, and he's not thirsty. So he's actually on the Women's Network. He could actually think about what these women, they actually talk to him. They're comfortable with them, so they let you know exactly what they're thinking, and that's how you get on the Women's Network. In turn, a guy like me, I'm not like beautiful, I'm handsome. I don't have girls just coming up like, ooh, you know, throwing their panties at me. So a guy like me, it actually takes a lot. I have to go through a divorce. I have to go through a breakup. I have to go through a cheating scandal. I have to go through all that stuff so I can get the ice box where my heart used to be. Now, this guy might have the ice box too, but it's in two different situations, okay? I had to earn mine. He didn't have to actually earn his. His was, you know what I'm saying? His was more like learned, okay? Because these girls are throwing themselves at him, so he had so many situations, he could be like, okay, well, I'm starting to get all the knowledge. Me, I had to get burned and thrown into the fire in order for me to get on the Women's Network and get this ice box where my heart used to be and, you know, start to understand women even more. But, yeah, I wanted to break that down. But, yes, this guy, like, I actually agree with what he's saying, man. Like, you can't just put women in the whole category just for sleeping with you. It's definitely situational. And with that said, With that said, I'm going to get into my last video. And my last video right here, right? You got to listen to what this woman says. And it's only 45 seconds, and I'm going to run it back twice. You got to listen to what she says in order for it to make sense, okay? And this woman, to me, when I found this video, I was like, okay, well, she actually really brings it home on the point of this whole video right here. Now, you don't have to pay attention to her. She's not like the best visually. She's not the visually, aesthetically pleasing woman, but she knows what she's talking about. So, without further ado, I'm going to let her cap off this whole video.
Why do men always go to, you just picked the wrong guy? Why can't men say, wow, that guy was really trashy for doing that to you. You did nothing wrong. And how are we supposed to pick the right guy? Because there's no actual rules when it comes to how many dates you should wait to sleep with someone. Some guys are like, oh, you gotta do it on the first date because you gotta know. And then some guys are like, oh my God, you gotta wait until you're married. And then there's guys that are all in between. There are no set rules when it comes to when you should actually like sleep with somebody. But it's women's responsibility to figure out who those guys are before we sleep with them, right? It's not a man's responsibility at all. Oh, but then it's a woman's fault for actually sleeping with him. Why do men?
So I think she had definitely valid points. Now, some people, they might, because we're in the mode or we're in the generation of women this, guys, well, we're in the generation of guys think women, when they talk, that they're wrong. Women think when guys talk, they're wrong. We're so just against each other. We're pulling away from each other. So when guys when guys look at this video and she's actually pointing out the things that guys are saying wrong about women without really asking questions, then guys are going to hear that and say, oh, man, she's talking bad about women, blah, 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 woof, woof, woof. And they're not going to actually hear what she says. Now, you put that shit aside, okay? Just actually hear what she says, okay? Because I think this is a situation where guys actually are flawed, and they need to ask, hey, was that the wrong guy? Maybe she thought she was picking the right guy, and she picked the wrong guy. Now, if you're in a situation where you're dealing with a Pookie that's sagging, he got the dreadlocks, he's got a pistol that's unregistered, he's driving a Dodge Charger Hellcat, he's talking about, what did I do? He's rolling his letters, he's calling people twin and all this shit. Well, that's on you. Situations like that, I would say yes, you're stupid. Girls, you're stupid for doing that, and you know what you were doing. But if it's just a normal guy, just say the guy is presenting himself like me, and he claps on the first night, and then he wants to try to ghost you, well, how is she supposed to know that he was going to do that? she was feeling the guy. She felt like, you know something, I don't want, and also in the I want it now generation. So if you're a girl and you're not giving it up within the first 3 dates, or sometimes the first 2 dates, well, the guy's going to be like, and girls and guys know that stuff, okay? So maybe she's like, you know something, this guy seems pretty good. I'm going to give it up, see if I can keep him around. And she's actually a pretty good, decent girl. But you decide she ran into the wrong guy, a Chad, and he hit the cheeks and he just left. So listen to this again. Take all the biases out and just listen to this woman at a base term.
And always go to, you just picked the wrong guy. Why can't men say, wow, that guy was really trashy for doing that to you. You did nothing wrong. And how are we supposed to pick the right guy? Because there's no actual rules when it comes to how many dates you should wait to sleep with someone. Some guys are like, oh, you gotta do it on the first date because you gotta know. And then some guys are like, oh my God, you gotta wait until you're married. And then there's guys that are all in between. There are no set rules when it comes to when you should actually sleep with somebody but it's women's responsibility to figure out who those guys are before we sleep with them, right? It's not a man's responsibility at all. But then it's a woman's fault for actually sleeping with him.
See, and that's the thing. You know, if she picks the wrong guy, you want to sit up there and shame her. If it's not a Pookie or a Trayvon or any of those guys wearing hoodies, or guys out there fucking try to pass counterfeit bills in the store, they can get a knee in their neck, and then next thing you know, they're like. So if it's like not one of those guys, it's just a normal guy like me, yeah, you want to sit up there and be like, oh, well, you should have picked me. Okay, well, what if she picks you and you do the same thing to her? You know what I'm saying? So we're very contradictory out here. So what I'm saying, it pretty much boils down to we have to stop shaming women for sleeping with guys on the first night, the second night, or the third night. We can't be shaming them for doing stuff like that, man. Like I said, unless they're sleeping with a Pookie or a Trayvonte or these guys out here wearing black hoodies in the park, and then they start fighting with a guy, and then the guy ends up shooting them and deleting them or something like that. You know what I'm saying? If they're dating if they're dating guys like that, then okay, well, maybe they deserve some criticism or, you know, whatever else. But if it's just a normal guy, man, we got to be patient with these women out here. And look, man, if you want to sit up here and you want to give them blowback and you want to call them names or talk trash, I'm telling you, man, it's probably not going to go in your favor because we're in a new generation. Okay, we're in a new era. We can't shame women and just expect them to take it. You can't shame women and get the proper cooperation that you want from them. Now we're in the generation of just gotta let shit go, man. You gotta let it go, man. And look, it might not be the right thing because look, if you start talking trash about her, she might be looking at you like, you know something?
Nobody cares, nigga.
And then she just moves on to the next person. So with that said, man, I hope you got some education and some entertainment out of this video. Black Suburban Dad Reviews. Tell a friend to tell a friend to like and subscribe to the video. You like and share the video and hit the thumbs up button. And it's the man with the most flaws in the game. The man with more flaws than Dollar General clothes. The man with more flaws than IKEA furniture. And I wear that shit as a badge of honor. Black Suburban Dad Reviews. I am out.